Hello, I'm R.J. Gore, professor of systematic theology at Erskine Theological Seminary, and I want to explore with you for just a moment or so here the question, what is covenant theology? Now, in Exodus chapter 6, verse 7, we read these words, "I will take you to be my people, and I will be your God, and you will know that I'm the Lord your God, who has brought you out from under the burden of the Egyptians." This is the covenant formula, and it's found repeatedly throughout the Old Testament. I will be your God, and you will be my people. Now, covenant has been variously described as an agreement, a treaty, a relationship between two parties. Frankly, I think all of these terms at one time or the other are suitable. In a covenant, there are terms that define the relationship. This is what you must do to be engaged in this covenant. It's almost like a legal document at that point. And the treaty will say, here are the benefits from being a covenant partner that is faithful, and here are the consequences of not being faithful. Now, in the very beginning, God made a covenant with Adam, and God had a great relationship with Adam. And we're told that God would meet with Adam and Eve in the cool of the day and walk through the garden with them. I think this is a pre-incarnate appearance of the second person of the Trinity, a Christophany. Others may think differently, but I think that was Jesus being present with them. And there were no barriers between them. Adam had certain responsibilities. God said, tend the garden, take care of it. You can eat from anything in the garden except for this. Don't eat from this. And then God told him, if you eat from this tree, you will surely die. Well, for a time, Adam was a faithful covenant partner, but then the day came when he wasn't. He sinned against God. And by Adam's disobedience, the covenant was broken. All of Adam's descendants are now born as covenant breakers. Romans 5:12 says this, "Therefore, just as sin entered into the world and death by sin, and so death is spread to all men because all have sinned." And if you read a standard commentary on the book of Romans, they will tell you that all sinned is what Adam did. Adam did that and brought all of us into this broken relationship. But here's the good news. That's not the end of the story. Because of the failure of the first Adam, God provided Jesus as the second Adam, or as he's described in 1 Corinthians 15, the last Adam, the first Adam and the last Adam. So the first Adam was faithless. Therefore, it was necessary for the last Adam to come. As we're told in 1 Corinthians 15, as in Adam all die, even so in Christ shall all be made alive. So what did Jesus do? Well, at the Last Supper, he established a new covenant, a covenant of grace. Matthew 26:28 says this, Jesus picked up the cup, lifted it up and said, "This is the blood of the covenant which is poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins." So you see, Jesus did two things for us that we cannot do for ourselves. He paid the penalty for our covenant breaking by shedding his blood on the cross. We had violated the law of God, a penalty was due. But there's something else. We're still obligated to keep the law of God. We're still obligated to be faithful covenant partners. And we will never get that right 100% of the time. But Jesus did. Jesus was the perfect covenant keeper. And that now becomes ours when we are in relationship with him. Paul writes to the church in Corinth, he says, God has made him who knew no sin to be sin for us, that we might be the righteousness of God. So you see, you and I can be part of this covenant of grace because Jesus Christ, the last Adam, was faithful in all things. And what the first Adam could not do, did not do, the second Adam, the last Adam, did. This is the significance of covenant theology.